What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cordell the Drastic Weights. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, 2020. We're just here today talking about the Browns draft recap and just going over a couple of draftees from this NFL's draft this past weekend. The consensus number one pick coming into this weekend was LSU's quarterback, Joe Burrow, and obviously he should establish himself in Cincinnati as the future quarterback here in this draft class. Another notable name was Alabama's quarterback who went off at number five pick from the Dolphins on the board was Taya Tagovailoa. Um, this was a very good pick. I kind of felt for the Dolphins on revamping their franchise because they haven't really had that ideal name at the quarterback position since I was a child of like Dan Marino. So I actually like this pick. Um, Another name was a linebacker from Clemson. He kind of fell a little bit in the first round, but Isaiah Simmons went to the Arizona Cardinals at number eight. So this was a pick that I personally like myself. First round, um, another big name that kind of as well went off the board was C.D. Lamb at number 17 to the Dallas Cowboys out of Oklahoma. And this should elevate this offense um, big time here and making them probably the best wide receiving core, if not the best offense, once again in the NFL. Um, Another big name that as well went off this board for me in this draft, uh, Jordan Love. He as well quarterback out of Utah. He is supposed to be Aaron Rodgers' predecessor, so look for him eventually to either up his quarterback value in the next upcoming years, but if not, look to be. I won't just say he's going to be taking over the reins at Green Bay, but I do believe he has the opportunity to learn in the system and under Aaron Rodgers and to elevate his game, kind of like Jimmy Garoppolo did, um, and with the Patriots. So another big time name that kind of went off was a quarterback from the Eagles took. He was the only day two quarterback that went off the board. And that was Jalen Hurts out of Oklahoma. So I do feel like these are kind of like the notable names that was in like the day one or two of the draft for franchises right now. The Cleveland Browns had seven picks this year in this draft. Their first round pick was an offensive lineman they took from out of Alabama and Dredrick Wills. Um, this was a very solid pick on the Browns board. He was their number one rated offensive lineman. Um, Safety Grant Dellup, LSU. He was their second round pick. They traded back and were able to acquire an additional pick in the fifth round. But I actually love this pick right here for the Cleveland Browns personally. Um, D lineman in the third round that they took was Jordan Elliott out of Missouri. So this should add to the pass rush and the depth to the Cleveland Browns. Not just only a D tackle who could just as well play the run, but he's very good with moves and technique and using his mobility pretty good. Additional third round pick that they took was LSU's linebacker Jacob Phillips. This should bolster the defense. Last year they took Greedy Williams out of LSU, and like I just said, in the second round they took Delpit. So they're kind of bolstering up their prospects from LSU, and I'm kind of liking it here. In the fourth round, they took tight end Harrison Bryant out of Florida Atlantic, and everybody's raving about this pick. And this is personally from the Browns. This is probably their best valued or pick that they kind of felt they didn't want to pass up on this player. So they're kind of very deep with three tight ends in their locker room right now. In the fifth round, they were able to take center Nick Harris out of Washington. This was a great pick as well because he's versatile, could play a little bit guard, but he should be able to possibly step in the next few years and be your future center for the Cleveland Browns. And another value pick that they had in the sixth round was wide receiver out of Michigan, Donovan Peoples Jones. And from what I'm hearing, that this is like one of the top 10 athletic players that was actually in this draft. And I'm actually liking this pick. He has pretty good size. Coming to a team where he could learn from veteran wide receivers like this, the sky's the limit. And I believe he was one of the highly rated or the number one rated wide receiver coming out of high school. So um, we'll just see what the future holds for the Cleveland Browns. Me personally, I'm a grade their total draft. At least for me, I want to give them originally a B plus, but I do believe this is an A minus draft. I do believe that the Browns definitely hit on a few of these picks, and we'll see what the upcoming season in the future really holds for them. Um, my personal favorite pick out of all these was their second round pick and Grant Delpit of LSU. I do believe you're kind of getting a guy who was compared to Jamal Adams, and he wore that number 7 at LSU as well. And if you're getting someone who could be, if not a team leader, but I do believe this is one of the top 10 players that is in this NFL draft. So if you get any one of those three, a top 10 player, a team leader, or if not a Jamal Adams 2.0, I'm not really knocking any one of these guys. So thank you, and I hope you all have a great evening.